So we have a legal AI, and everybody talks about using AI in law, and it hallucinates. So everybody knows about that New York lawyer that drafted legal submissions, submitted it into court, and then everybody went to try to find the cases, and they didn't exist. And ChatGPT, I think it was ChatGPT, had hallucinated. It made up case names and it made up quotes from real judges. And so that lawyer got in trouble by having to, I think he might have got fined, and he had to apologize to all the judges for quoting them that for quotes that didn't really exist. And um, and then a couple lawyers in Australia have just got busted for something similar again very recently. And so that's what, first of all, the problem with AI is that people aren't using it properly. Um, it's a good starting point. Um, it's a good, so if you want to find the leading authority on this case or on this area of law, you can always just jump in and ask ChatGPT if they know the answer. But the problem is that if you're not double, triple checking everything that it says, you are going to run the risk of getting in a lot of trouble, because if you're banking your position on something that doesn't actually exist, then your entire legal position is flawed. Mm. I think it just makes us much more efficient, and it actually brings down the costs for a client.
And then there's also the emotional intelligence aspect of it and kind of playing the opponent run.
Yeah. And I'll give you an example. If you have a commercial lease, for instance, right? And if a landlord terminates your lease because you didn't pay your rent on time, in that case, if you put that into ChatGPT, it would be saying, okay, um, challenge the termination of the lease. Did they give you proper notice? Was the notice confusing? Did they mislead or deceive you? Um, and they would just deal with the termination, whether it was right or wrong, and how to get around the termination. But there's another whole area of law that ChatGPT probably doesn't even know, and it's called the equitable remedy of non-forfeiture, which if basically says you can go to the Supreme Court and say, "Yes, court, I'm very sorry, I didn't pay my rent on time, and yes, the lease was properly terminated, but I have the money.